Today, we are looking at perhaps what we'll consider the first phase of a larger project, because we recognize that in our schools we have lots of challenges. We're challenged by space and we're challenged by the lack of equipment. In our primary schools you have, well, very few, if any of your schools have a lab. At the secondary schools, the labs, you have a challenge of procuring equipment and material. And what we realize with the microscience model is that we can take science practically to any space. Without the use of a large lab space, we can use your classroom desk, a corner, and conduct science experiments. And you'd realize that that is how we want science to be taught.
Essentially, this is a collaboration between the National Commission for UNESCO and the CDU, which falls within the Ministry of Education, to pilot this microscience initiative in all of the schools, secondary and primary schools. The intention is to have microscience as a tool to teach the students science.
The Ministry of Education, through the Curriculum Development Unit, also embraces the thrust for inquiry-based science education. This was highlighted in our older curriculum for science and technology, and even more so now, there is great emphasis on inquiry-based science education in our new interim science and technology curriculum. The Ministry of Education is now offering you, the teachers, the opportunity to learn new strategies for inquiry-based science delivery. And so today we are here, first of all, to explore the use of the science kits, and then we will have to use them in our classroom. These are very, very important resources.
This concept of the microsciences would be very important to us, because we were still facing some challenges in delivery of science and technology in our primary and secondary schools. We also recognize somewhat of a tapering off or decline in the interest and subscription to the natural sciences at the CSEC level. So we are looking at all the possible things we could do to increase interest and subscription to these subjects, as well as to raise the success level of our students in science. We've also been advocating for a change, if you want, or re-emphasizing the need for science education to be more hands-on and practical. And when we heard of the use of microscience kits, we thought that this perhaps is a real viable solution for some of our problems. So we explored, we had consultations and discussions, and here we are today with this orientation workshop.
It would. It helps students bring out the theoretical knowledge from the textbook into hands-on practical experience, which helps their understanding in science. Microscience, it's simple. The kits are very portable. And for teachers and students, it requires less preparation time, less chemicals, less wastage. Therefore, we're saving our environment. And it enhances learning. But globally, science education is now recognized as one of the key pillars of sustainability. And we are struggling with low numbers of students, especially in the Caribbean.
Yes, I do think that this workshop came just in time, because it's a time where science is one of those subjects that not much persons pay interest to. And I think with this workshop, teachers are better enabled to help students to get more interested in the subject. Therefore, more persons would want to do the subject of science.
I think doing science, it teaches you a lot of different skills, not just in a lab, in a classroom, but outside, on the outside, you're walking down the road, you learn some science. And I think the other subjects, they override science a bit, so it was useful.